Today on CTV News at 5, a significant drop in international student enrollment at Conestoga College. A look at the numbers and impact. Plus, reinstalling statues along the Prime Minister's path. The unanimous vote by Wilmot Council on the controversial project. And the do's and don'ts of watering your plants in the hot weather. A guide on protecting your garden and get growing. CTV News at 5 starts right now. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for being here with us. We begin with sobering numbers from Conestoga College. The post-secondary institution is seeing a significant drop in international student enrollment. CTV's Alexandra Hollick has been crunching the numbers for us and joins us live. Alexandra, just how big of a drop are we talking here?
Well, international enrollment fell by more than 60% this year, Leanne. That's according to a report sent to students and staff and obtained by CTV News. Now, that report suggests that Conestoga College saw 14,000 fewer international students enrolled in spring 2025 compared to the same time last year. Since the federal cap on student visas was introduced back in 2024, the college has been feeling the pinch, cutting jobs and programs. Now, international students typically pay around 2 to 4 times the cost of Canadian student tuition. Still, one of the unions representing workers at the college say there are many questions that remain unanswered.
The biggest problem is that we don't have those financials. We don't know what happened to the surplus. We don't know where things are at right now. So we can't even say that the cuts that were made to our job force were supported.
Coming up at 6, we'll take a look at the domestic enrollment numbers and how the university is preparing for the fall semester. Leanne?
CTV's Alexandra Hollick. Thanks, Alexandra. A decision has finally been made about the future of a controversial public art project in Wilmot Township. We go to CTV's Tony Grace live in studio for a closer look at this. Tony, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Leanne, and thank you. Yes, Wilmot Council has voted unanimously to reinstall the Prime Minister's Path statues at Castle Kilbride, but there will be some key changes. It includes the 5 statues that were already on display and 4 more that have been in storage and never revealed. Council's decided the Sir John A. Macdonald statue will be moved to a low traffic area of the park. This decision, by the way, comes after months of public feedback, which Council indicated helped them form a final plan with a goal of finding a balance.
We took time to read the report, listen carefully to the recommendations of the working group, and what we have discovered and what we have before us is what we feel is a thoughtful and balanced approach. It's about full, honest storytelling, not glorification, but rather making sure that we provide this resource for citizens and students to access.
A new volunteer committee will now guide the project's future, and no additional municipal dollars will be spent beyond basic upkeep and storage. More details coming up at 6. Also coming up, people in Stratford's downtown may notice less water in the river. During Thursday's storm, debris got caught in a dam, blocking the gate from closing, and officials are now monitoring the water levels, waiting for it to get low enough to remove debris.
Our guess is it's either one large branch or a collection of many branches, but just people being on the ground, they saw that during that storm there were a lot of branches. They've seen a lot of smaller branches coming through that section of the river.
CTV's Karis Mapp will have more on how officials are planning to replenish the river. These stories and more at 6, but for now, Leanne, I'll send it back over to you.
Tony, thanks very much. Celebrating Canadian cuisine in the heart of a historic downtown. Allora's longest barbecue event getting underway this hour. It features dozens of local restaurants and drink vendors. And that is where we find CTV's Alexandra Pinto tonight. Alex, it looks like it's already getting quite busy there behind you.
Oh, it is getting busy, and it's only expected to get busier here tonight, Leanne. So yes, this is Allora's longest barbecue, and this is the kickoff event for Food Day Canada. So yeah, really celebrating Canadian cuisine, featuring over 25 local restaurants, drink vendors, live music, family-friendly activity as well. So last year, there were more than 7,000 people who came to this event, and organizers are telling me that we could see up to 10,000 people this year. And the fact that things are just getting started. Officially, it kicked off at 4 o'clock. It is running until 9 o'clock this evening. I'm not surprised. We could see several more show up, but it is hot, it is humid, so that heat warning still in place for much of southern and southwestern Ontario. So this multi-day period of heat and humidity still with us, expected to end tonight, though. So we could be in the 30 to 32 range, feeling much warmer with the humidity. We're just seeing a bit of cloud cover here in Allora this hour, and pretty much similar conditions throughout Waterloo Region and surrounding areas. But again, we're still feeling that humidity. 32 right now here in Kitchener-Waterloo. Slightly cooler if you are by the water. 32 in London. 31 degrees in Toronto, and with that humidex for us here in Waterloo Region, feeling more like 36. So at least it's not feeling like closer to the 40s, which is what we saw over the last day or so. But yes, so still beautiful conditions. You definitely want to take breaks if you are going to be coming down here to Allora tonight in the shade, because we are still feeling a bit of that heat and humidity, but lots to see, do, and of course eat. It's going to be quite the night. Leanne.
Okay, Alex, thanks. And it looks like that is the place to be tonight. Very jam-packed. I wish we could smell the food all the way from here. I bet it smells delicious. We will check back in with you later on. Okay, here's what you need to know as we take it a break. Calling all art level lovers, head on over to the Festival City. Check out paintings, woodworking, ceramics, and more at Stratford Art in the Park every Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday from 10 to 5.
Download the CTV News app and stay on top of local stories as they unfold.
We go to a dramatic scene unfolding.
Customize your feed and watch live wherever you are. CTVKitchener.ca, your home for news.
We are back here at Royal City Nursery for another great episode of Get Growing. Tanya joining us once again. Great to see you as always.
Absolutely lovely to see you. It is beautiful out.
I know. We've been really lucky with a nice sunny stretch, and I'm sure that's, people are enjoying what's in their garden. But one thing I know we're going to talk about today, watering. And what we should be doing, maybe what we shouldn't be doing too.
Awesome. And really, whether it's really, really hot or even on a cloudy day, the wild part is if your plants are in the ground, they actually need pretty close to the same amount of water.
Okay.
Right? So when it gets all warm out, our heads get a little bit kerfuffled.
Yes, that happens.
It does. And we go a little nuts. We don't need to do that. So I want to show you a few tips and tricks that we use both here in the garden center and at home.
Okay.
So I'd like to actually start with sprinkler talk.
Okay.
I know it's weird, but that's where we're starting. Right. So our most common sprinkler is the oscillating sprinkler. Love this as a kid.
Yep.
Right.
Many of us, I think, have this one at home.
Yep. And we run through it. We play in it. It's awesome for that. We also, this is actually one of my personal favorites. So this little disc sprinkler, the nice thing on this one is there's a whole bunch of different settings.
Okay.
Right, so I have different settings, then I can set to an actual shape, where this one, the oscillating is really tough. I'm only going to get one shape out of that, and it's going to go everywhere.
So it's kind of customizing a little bit more.
Yes, so we're getting more customized. When we look at something like this, and this is one of the ones that it's got that little clap system in, right? So it makes a wild noise. The nice thing with these guys is they actually have a couple of guides on the bottom that mean that we can set it to go all the way around, or we can set it to do half or 3/4 or whatever, so we're actually just getting water where we want it.
Okay.
And that's the big deal.
Very
we need to
nice.
get water where we want it. Love this one. This one's great for playing in, not so good for water consumption.
Okay, see? More you know.
Right? So with this, because we want to avoid, when we're watering, we want to avoid getting a lot of water in the air.
Right.
That's what this one does.
Okay.
Phenomenal for the people. Not so good on your water bill. If you're looking at something like this, one of the reasons I like this one is because, again, we can customize the shape. And if I don't turn it on so much, I can actually just get a little itty-bitty flow out of it.
Great.
So it's still good for jumping through.
Hey.
Awesome.
Good. Two purposes.
Yes. And then this one, super easy, right? I can spike it in, and I can leave it always, always, always set an egg timer inside, or set the hose timer outside, so you've got your timing. But one of the things for the garden, so those are sprinklers that are great for the lawn.
Right.
For the garden, I'm going to get you to turn this on.
Okay.
This is a weeping hose.
Okay.
We're going to put Andrew to the test today.
Oh, like that?
There we go.
Oh, look at that.
But if we watch
yes.
this, we can see the water beating out of the hose
wow,
here.
look at that.
Really cool.
Holy smokes.
And awesome. I'm going to move over because you and I are going to get dripped on.
Yeah.
And it's going to be great. It's warm out. But what this does is this puts water right at the ground level.
Wow.
So we have no water in the air. And we're going to put this under our mulch layer. So we're going to plant. We're going to wrap this around our plants.
Yep.
And then mulch on top.
Perfect.
So we decrease the amount of water we use.
And it's nice and hidden so you won't see it.
And it's nice and cool, right?
Do you want it on or off?
Let's turn it off.
Okay,
We're getting wet.
perfect.
One of the things we got to think about when we're thinking garden spaces is if we've got a plant that we've just planted that's this size. So this is in a 2-gallon or a 3-gallon pot.
Okay.
Once a week, that's it. Once every 5 to 7 days, I'm going to fill a watering can like this. And this is in the garden.
Right.
That's all the water that this plant needs.
I was definitely overwatering mine.
But what I'm going to get you to do is you're going to do a good soaking all at once.
Okay.
Every 5 to 7 days, right? You're still going to stuff your finger in the soil and see what it's doing down there.
Right.
But we're not going to water a little bit every night. We don't need to, and our watering restrictions don't allow us.
Right.
But that's okay, because our watering restrictions do allow us to do this properly.
Okay.
So if we do a little bit more water all at once, we're going to get water further down the root structure, which also means we point those roots down.
Right.
So next year, when it's hot and dry like this, we're doing less work. Way
all
easier,
have less
right?
work in the long run.
You got it. And then the only other thing we got to keep in mind, we change this, is if we have something that's in a pot. So we've got a hanging basket, we've got an annual planter. At this point, that's the only thing we're going to fertilize.
Okay.
Right? So it's so hot, we are not fertilizing our gardens.
Right.
We talked about this last week. If we're going to fertilize at all, it's going to be anything that's in a pot, and we're using a granular that you just sprinkle on the surface.
Gotcha. Perfect.
And then you're going to check everything that's in a pot, check it once a day.
Okay.
Just to make sure. And you may find that you're doing one of these guys once a day to your pots, but that's okay, right? In the ground, we're going to space our waterings out, do more quantity all at once. In a pot, we got to do what the pot's going to do.
Right.
Just to be simple.
All right. So definitely all the watering tips that I'm going to take at home, and maybe next year my garden will look even
It'll
better.
look better. It'll look better. That's the goal.
I will report back, but lots of options depending on what works for you.
You got it.
Tanya, always a pleasure. Thank you very much.
We'll see you soon.
Okay, a quick break, but first we're going to tell you what you need to know. You can enjoy summer entertainment in the city of Cambridge with Isabella Hoop's Show with Fire tomorrow evening from 6:30 to 7:30. Head to City Hall Civic Square to take in the show. Let's check back in with Alex Pinto, who is live from Allora's longest barbecue tonight. And Alex, plenty of food there, family fun. We saw a bunch of people out behind you a little bit earlier, but actually thousands of people are expected to be there this evening.
Yeah, that's right. So last year, 7,000 people showed up to this event. Organizers are telling me close to 10,000 could show up this year, and especially with nice weather like this. I mean, it's hot and humid, but it's not raining. We definitely don't have snow, so nicer weather definitely brings more people out. And it's pretty neat because this year, these harvest tables that you can see on my right, they're actually going to line the entire pedestrian bridge. So several people can mix and mingle with community members and strangers alike. And even in the downtown core, there are pedestrian there's harvest tables lining it there too, so you can grab your food, you can sit down and have a nice meal outside, and there's definitely no shortage of food. So this event is running on until 9 o'clock tonight. This is the kickoff event for Food Day Canada, so really celebrating Canadian cuisine, featuring 25 local restaurants, drink vendors, live music, family-friendly activities, so there's lots to do and see here. Admission, to note as well, is free, with food and beverage tickets available to purchase on site when you enter here, and all proceeds are going to go to support Food Day Canada, and really their mission is to really champion Canadian farmers, ingredients, really focusing on hyper local. So yeah, lots to see and do here as well, and pretty exciting evening, but it is hot, it is humid. That heat warning is still in place for much of southern and southwestern Ontario right now, but good news, that is expected to end tonight. So Tuesday night, we should get a little bit of a break from that extreme heat. So this is when we saw daytime highs 30 to 32, but with Humidex values feeling more like the 40s. We noticed that yesterday, not feeling quite like we're in the 40s today, which is a good sign. We're just seeing a little bit of cloud cover here in Allora tonight. Just further north, though, potentially a pop-up shower or two. We could see a chance for some scattered showers as we get into your Wednesday, with some cloud cover on and off expected. But getting into tomorrow, conditions should feel a little bit more manageable, with, again, not seeing that extreme heat and extreme humidity. Right now, 31 in Kitchener-Waterloo, 28 in Barrie, 28 in Mount Forest, with the Humidex feeling more like 36 in KW, 31 if you are in Wyerton, and Goderich feels more like 32, so slightly cooler if you're by the water there. Expected high 31 degrees today, so we are above normal for this time of year. Record high was 35. That was set in 1940, and on this day in 1956, we saw an overnight low of 7.8 degrees. Hard to believe when we are dealing with humidity like we are seeing over the last couple of days. That sun now setting at 8:48 p.m. So tonight might be a nice night to maybe step outside and get a shot of that sunset. Overnight, 19 degrees expected, partly cloudy. There is a risk of a thunderstorm, and we potentially could see some showers. Again, pop-up showers, some scattered showers, depending on where you are. So slight chance for that. Tomorrow, expected high of 28. With the Humidex feeling more like 33, mix of sun and cloud expected. Again, chance of showers and a risk of a thunderstorm sticking with us as well. Over the next couple of days, though, we could see a little bit of cloud cover for your Thursday before Friday. Expected to see that sunny stretch right through to the weekend, with an expected high of 25 and 26, even 28 degrees for your Sunday. So the weekend looking pretty nice, but hey, it's pretty nice out here tonight as well. Definitely, we're feeling the heat, but a little bit of cloud covers making it a little bit more manageable. And again, this event kicking off at 4 o'clock tonight and running through 9. And we are going to be back here live throughout the hour during 6. Leanne.
Okay, awesome. Alex, it looks like such a great event to be at. I especially love those harvest family style tables. What a great way to take it all in. Thanks so much.
Yeah, they're great.
Okay, here's what's trending. We have some video to show you of former Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and his dinner companion last night. The video obtained by TMZ shows Trudeau with American pop star Katy Perry inside a high-end restaurant. On Monday night, Trudeau and Perry were spotted at Le Violin in Montreal's Plateau neighborhood. The Michelin recommended restaurant was rated as Canada's 11th best restaurant this year. No other details are known about the dinner or even how they met. What we do know is that Katy Perry's currently on a tour in Canada, with a stop in Ottawa tonight and another in Montreal Wednesday. The Weeknd took the stage at the Rogers Centre last night for the second of 4 shows in Toronto. The Grammy and Juno award-winning singer is back home as part of his After Hours Till Dawn tour. On Saturday, The Weeknd was awarded the key to the city. To mark the occasion, he announced he would be donating to the Boys and Girls Club of West Scarborough and his former high school to help create safe spaces for youth. And Beyonce's Cowboy Carter tour ended this past Saturday, but the final numbers show its legacy will most certainly live on. Cowboy Carter is officially the highest grossing country music tour in box score history. According to Billboard Box Score, the tour grossed $407.6 million and sold 1.6 million tickets. Beyonce is the first woman and the first American artist to have 2 tours over the 400 million mark. Okay, stay with us. We have more news coming up after the break. Here's the final 5 stories we're keeping an eye on. OPP say a limousine driver is facing impaired driving charges after the passengers he was driving around forced him to pull over on the QEW. Police say they were called to the Toronto-bound lanes of the QEW in Hamilton by one of 10 passengers who forced the driver to pull over July 11th. The driver of another vehicle had also called police to report the erratic driving of the limo. The 64-year-old limo driver was arrested at the scene and is charged with impaired driving and dangerous driving. The dating discussion app T has taken its messaging system offline again after the second security issue in less than a week. Officials say some direct messages had been accessed in last week's high-profile security breach. Tens of thousands of selfies and photos of registered users were exposed in the breach. T is a women's-only app that allows users to anonymously share information about men they're dating or interested in, like their marital status or abusive behavior, as well as comment and review dates. A new report indicates that Canada is falling behind when it comes to supporting people with dementia. The Brainwell Institute says services are fragmented and it takes an average of 2 years for patients to get a diagnosis. The report also says dementia leads to an estimated $25 billion in lost productivity due to demands placed on caregivers. The Institute is calling for the creation of a coordinating body in Canada to guide policy, as well as a national implementation plan. There's an ongoing nationwide shortage of some common pain medications. Health Canada issuing a notice last week that drugs containing acetaminophen with codeine or oxycodone that are used to relieve pain are experiencing shortages. The shortage is linked to manufacturing disruptions reported by Teva Canada Limited. The company says it expects supply to be restored in Canada by September. Okay, and finally for us, taking care of local wildlife one egg at a time. The city of Cambridge has taken steps to protect the next generation of snapping turtles by closing down a baseball diamond at Riverside Park after the turtles snapped up the prime real estate for their nests.
City staff, through their regular maintenance of this ball field, did identify that a turtle was attempting to create its nests here, and so they did choose to protect the nest and close the ball diamond.
Snapping turtles are one of our 8 species of freshwater turtles, and all 8 species are considered at risk.
Experts say it can take between 20 and 30 years for snapping turtles to reproduce. And the city expects the ball diamonds remain closed for 6 to 8 weeks. Okay, we'll leave it there. We're back at the top of the hour with your next local news. Have a great night, everyone.